So last week I was sick and this week I'm also sick, so I'm not going to do a rant this week. I'm going to do my top 10 somethings. So here's my top 10 favorite movies, excluding documentary and holiday movies. Here we go. Number 10, Sweet Home Alabama. Not really sure why I love this movie so much. It probably has something to do with my mom also loving it and my secret obsession with Reese Witherspoon when I was younger. But it's just a fun movie, and it's one of those quirky movies that are mainstream and not really that quirky, but are fun anyway, and I don't really know. It's cute. Next! Number 9, Fanboys. It's a movie about a group of friends that go on a road trip to Lucas Ranch. They own a comic book store, and they are sci-fi nerds, but not any sci-fi nerds. They are Star Wars nerds, and there's a great battle between Star Wars and Star Trek nerds in this. That is one of the best fight scenes I have ever seen. And I won't give too much away because you have to watch this. Like, now. Go watch it. Pause this, go watch it, come back, and then we'll do the rest of the list. 8! Number 8 is Empire Records. I'm starting to see a trend of weird, quirky movies already, and we're only 3 in. Empire Records is about a group of teenagers that work at a record store that is about to be bought by a big box business music store like an HMV, but there's only one Empire Records, and it is classic. Each teenager is their own quirky personality. We have the troublemaker goth girl, we have the slut, the neurotic straight A student, we have the boys, we have Mark right here is the craziest out of the bunch, and watch it again, one of those ones you just have to watch to understand why it's great. The reason I started watching this is because my favorite high school teacher recommended it, and I'm recommending it to you. Number 7 is Mulan. I don't have the movie here, it is up at my cottage on VHS. She's a strong, independent character that is very few and far between for the Disney company to put out. The movie is fun to watch, it is entertaining for all ages, and it's just a really good adventure movie. Mulan, the only Disney princess with her own body count. Number 6, I don't own the movie, so if anyone's ever looking to give me a gift, here's a good one. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It is a great road trip movie about 3 gay men who are also drag queens going across country to, well, I can't really tell you why they're going across country. They have a show they have to go to, and a lot of things happen along the way. It's just brilliantly done, and it is fun to watch. It is a ride to just immerse yourself in from beginning to end, and it is excellent. Now we're in the top 5s. Ah! Number 5, 10 Things I Hate About You. It's a teen flick from either the early 2000s or late 90s. I'm not 100% sure right now. It is funny. Heath Ledger plays the bad boy love interest, which he does very well. Patrick Verona, I thought I was going to marry him when I grew up. It's one of your basic movies. You have the liar reveal ending, you have the popular girls, you have the rebels, you have the stoners. It's all that regular stuff. Just the way it's put together is really well done. The relationship that's built between the 2 main characters is hilarious and somewhat realistic compared to other teen comedies, and all the side characters, the whole cast, is great. Easy A, my favorite movie about slut shaming. That's staying in now. But it's freaking brilliant writing, it's hilarious. If you haven't seen this movie, I don't know who you are. So, I love this movie. Number 3, My Fair Lady. Surprisingly, this is not the oldest movie on the list, and you'll see that next in my number 2, but my number 3, My Fair Lady. It is about a young woman who is from a lower class community who meets a gentleman of higher class community. This gentleman makes a bet with one of his friends that he can trick people into making them think that this woman is of a higher class. The whole movie is about that, the relationship between them, and surprisingly it is not a romantic relationship, which I think brings a new depth to the movie that a lot of movies are missing. It is funny, it is a classic, and you have to see it. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what rock you're living under, but you need to crawl out and see it now. Recommend watching it with tea. Number 2, the oldest movie on this list. It is slightly possible that I have a slight obsession with this movie. I would like to think at this point everyone knows the plot of this movie. It's about a girl who has to learn that there is no place like home. Dorothy is your average country girl who has to go on an adventure to find out she's happy where she is. I'm not really sure if I should demean you by explaining this movie, because really by this point I assume you've seen it. So my number 2 favorite movie of all time is The Wizard of Oz. Before you ask, no, I did not enjoy Oz the Great and Powerful. And number 1, the biggest, most best movie in my opinion is The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club is your quintessential teenage movie that you have to see in order to develop who you are. It is all the stereotypes that you will discover in high school, all the ones that you'll see in any other movie from here on out. It has no plot, it has no direction, and it is perfectly done. Nowadays, if you're going to write a movie about teenagers, it has to be exciting, interesting, crazy, adventurous, and heart-ripping. Sure, I'm using that. Why not? Who cares? This movie is just high school. It's interesting, it's funny, the characters are so well developed, the movie doesn't need to be extreme. It doesn't need an adventure, because the characters are the ones developing and growing and finding out who they are. These are people who won't hang out in high school. They're not in the same groups. They have no interest in each other outside of this certain situation. They grow and develop to like each other, and even some develop relationships, but it is uncertain if they will even talk to each other the Monday they come back to school. Those are my top 10 movies of ever, I guess, and I love them, and this list is ever growing. I'm a huge movie fan. Thank you, and blah, blah, blah.